Okay guys, in this video what we will do is we will start exploring this data set PVA97NK about the data set which we have for the charity for our lapsing donors, people who have not given or who have not donated money for some time. So that's our goal. So let's, we don't know anything about this data set. Let's start exploring it. Right, there is our data set, and again, everything I'm doing right now is there in the notes handouts provided by me. Right click and explore. Okay, so this window opens right there, which has a lot of information about our data set. Right here, it's telling me how many total rows are there, or data 9,686, 28 columns. That's where a library, which we name the name of the data set, sample method, and all those things. Okay. All those variables right there, we can see, I can see all my data set right here. If you want, you can browse it and you can see it. So that's my whole data set right there. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna make a couple of changes. By default, when you open a database or data set, in SAS, it only fetches or gets in 2000 rows. Okay, so I'm gonna change that. First of all, I'm gonna change that. How are those 2000 rows are coming? I'm gonna get it randomly. So rather than getting the first 2000 rows, I'm saying collect randomly any X number of rows of data. The other thing I'm gonna say is, instead of 2000, collect maximum, as many as you can. And as you can see, the minute I said maximum, it's gonna collect that 12,345 into the data. And now after making those two changes, I'm gonna say action, apply sample properties, and it's applying it. Okay, so right now we are getting the maximum possible rows, which is 9,686. Sorry, that was not the seed, that's something different. The maximum possible, just for your information, number of rows which SAS Enterprise Miner can fetch is 30,000. Our data set just has 9,686. So that's what we got. So this just tells us various informations, your data set right there, data file. You can, just like an Excel file, you can see all your data, which is right there. You can browse it. Then right here, this is sample statistics, maximum, minimum, mean of all the variables, and mode, all the variables you have, what percent is missing. So for age, we have around 25% of our data missing, and for gift, average, card, 18% of our data missing. So all that information you can see from here. So just a quick overview of the data. Let's close this, go back. So now we are back here. Oops, I should not have done that. I want to be back there again at the explore side. Okay. Right here under actions, there is this button, this menu called plot, which is used to create various kinds of charts. So as you can see, we have the options to create scatter chart, line chart, histogram, box, matrix, all pie charts, all these options available. So let's try a couple of charts. I think we can try. I like pie charts, even though it's considered bad to use pie charts. But let's do histogram, which is the most commonly used chart. So let's say histogram, and this one next. What should we create this histogram on? Let's do age. Put it on x-axis. So I am creating a chart of age of the people in my data set. If you want, you can give it a title, age chart 97, age finish. So now we got our chart. Okay, so what has happened here is that by default in this chart we have 10 bins. So people under the age of 7 to 15, 50 to 23, so on. This is 71 to 79, 79 to 87. So this is a basic chart, so easy to create a chart so quickly. Let's change some properties of the chart. So right click, graph properties, and right here, instead of having 10 buckets like this, I'm gonna say, maybe since it's 87 right there, I'm gonna say 87 buckets of data, so that I can have a better view of ages of people who are donating money to me. Apply. Okay, now it's much better. I have one sort of this bar for each age, so I can see it pretty clearly. Looks like there are kids age of 7. There are 8 kids under the age of 7 who are in my survey, who have given money to me in the past. Then I can see most of the biggest age is 73, the most number of people in my data set. And if you want, you can look at my mouse. When I bring my mouse here, I get this magnifying glass symbol. So arrow, magnifying glass, and with that I can further make it easy to see my data set. So I can browse, see my data. I've magnified it. Okay, more magnify it. So you can again, the purpose of this is to explore our data. And you have this yellow exclamation point at the end. If you click on that, it will bring it back to the way it was normal. Okay, so you can select and see how much those are. Like for example, 65 to 70 are those many and stuff. Okay, one more thing I'm gonna do. Again, graph properties, show missing bin. If you remember, or let me show you again. If you remember from here, we have around 26% of age variables or 26% data missing in the age, which of course is not shown in the graph. Why? Because show missing bin is not checked. So I'm going to say show missing bin. Okay. Oh, right here, that's around 500 rows. That's 25% of my data which is missing. So that bin is the biggest out there. So nice way to see how much data is missing and what impact it is having. Let's go back. I'm going to remove that. Okay. Now I'm gonna go and create one more chart. I'm not gonna close this. I'm not closing this chart. I'm creating one more chart, pie chart this time. Next. And what am I creating this pie chart on? On my dependent variable. And I'm gonna put category there. That's fine, just say finish. And that's my chart, 0, 1. I'm guessing 0 is not given money, 1 is yes, good target. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is, you can go to window, say cascade, sorry, not cascade, tile, and you see all your files there. Or, you will see in a minute what I'm trying to do here. Or I'm gonna say this. So I have only these two windows open. And, or maybe like that might be better. Okay. Okay. So let's now, this is the age of the people in my data set, and this is my target variable, the variable which I'm trying to predict, which has 0, 1. 1 means good, 0 means bad, let's say. So let's look at people above the age of 64 till 87. So you can see how many of those people fall under 0 and 1. Looks like they fall more under the age, under the category 1. What about people under the age of 25 to 40? They are more under 0. What about 25 to 50? More under 0. So you can see that what impact each of these variables, these input variables. You can see, we are just examining the data, exploring the data a little bit more into detail. Okay. And the question which you might ask looking at this is that we had this data. This data set is of veterans, right? Veterans charity, or even forget about veterans charity, just about charity, getting people money from people. So how come we have some people under the age of 7 or 15 who are giving money to us? What's happening there? So the answer for that, could be that that maybe their parents are giving money on their behalf, or maybe they have a state which is donating money or doing charity on these underage people's behalf. But I think the main thing I will draw just by doing this visual analysis is that people under the, I would say, let's look at even more. Let's make it like that, so I want to see 70 and 70 to this. Looks like most elder people are giving us more money than the younger people. They are more under the 1 than 0, and opposite of that, you can see, they are equally sort of correct. So there's nothing statistically significant which I can predict from here, but just my way of exploring the data. Let's close this. Okay. So now that was just exploring the data, just to show you. But I have a question which I have asked from you, which I called an exercise for you guys. What I want you to do is, let me see. Let me open my PowerPoint. I'm going to pause the video so I can open my... Okay. So I found the PowerPoint. So now my question to you is, go and explore this variable, medium income, and answer the following question. What is unusual about the distribution of this variable? What is causing that anomaly, that issue, and what do you think we should do to rectify it? So I would suggest pause my video and try to answer this question which I am asking you, this class exercise. So pause the video, because if you keep on playing it, I'll show you what's happening here. Okay, so I'm gonna show it. I am going ahead and gonna play with that variables, and I'm hoping you gave it a try and you already know the answer what happened here. So let's go and first plot that variable which I was talking about, which is what's the variable? Dem med income. That's the medium income of people who are donating us money. Okay, so that's the income. I'm gonna increase the number of bins here. Cannot make it 174,000, but I'm gonna make it 25 at least. And okay, so when I made it 25, can you guys see this? There are 500 rows of data who reported their income very close to who reported their income as 0. I'm gonna one second try to make it even more, maybe 50. Okay, and then magnify. Okay, so there are a lot of data where people who donated money to us in the past have nearly 0 income. So what's happening here are, and you know, you can even we can even do show missing bin. Okay, so just ignore that I did that, because I'm gonna I'm gonna do that a little bit later again. So what's happening here? How come people who are making 0 money or nearly 0 money are donating money to us? And so that's sort of a surprising number, which I want to explore further. And you know, I cannot find a reason. Maybe they don't have any running income. They have money coming in from their parents or spouse or partner or something like that. But I don't know. I still cannot put it my sort of finger to it. Okay, I'm gonna also go and see how much are missing values. How many values are there in the missing bin? 0. There's nothing. There are no missing values at all, which is kind of surprising. That, you know, in the age variable which we did earlier, we had around 25% of missing data, and here we have none. And then we have so many people whose income is reported at 0. So now my best guess is, to give you an answer why this might be happening, is that whoever did the data entry for us, whenever that person got income field empty, so you know, the survey data came from customers, so wherever somebody left their income as empty, the data entry person by mistake or for some reason entered 0. So whoever income was left blank, the data entry person enters 0. And if I do my data analysis just like this, the way the data is like this, it will tell me go and target people for charity, or it will say that people having income of 0 donate are the most optimum people for us, which would be a incorrect prediction. So again, and I'm going to say this many times, to have a correct appropriate model, to have that, the most important part of doing that is to have the correct data. And how do we get the correct data? By doing this exploration, which is a lot of times overlooked. People right away jump into using that data to do regression or decision trees and skip this step. And if I would skip this step, I would miss this big thing that this is not really zero income. This maybe means, since there's no missing value, that this was missing value. Excuse me. So before I do any analysis, I might want to correct this in my data, and instead of 0, maybe correct this as 1. And sort of that is what I am deducing from this. So how to rectify it? Wherever the income is $0, $0, I would make it back as a empty field, so that so that my model doesn't think that people with zero income are much more giving money, donating money more. Okay. Okay. So how do we correct that? Let's do that. Let's now, for the first time, we are pulling the data, the data node inside our diagram right there. Oh, and that's where we got our data now. So our data is right here, and its values right here. And I want to now modify something in my data. So I'm going to go to modify, and I'm going to find replacement, and I'm going to, with my mouse, drag it, connect them. So what am I doing replacement? What I'm doing the change here. So I'm gonna, not on the data node, but on the replacement node, I'm gonna click on to that, and under its properties, I'm gonna make some changes. And again, just a reminder, whatever I'm doing, all these steps are there with pictures in my handouts for each chapter I provided to you. So let me go and make some changes. First, underscore computed. I don't want to compute any missing values. I'm going to keep it missing. The other thing I'm going to do is default. I'm going to make that to none, because I want missing values to remain missing. And under the where is my train? Right there. So I'm going to click. So there are two things I did. I made this none, and I said what my replacement value should be. Computed user specified would be, let's say, I have missing values of income, and I might want to do average and compute those in there. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping my missing values as missing. And now under replacement editor right here, I'm going to click on this, which is called ellipsis, and it will open replacement editor for me. And let me make this a little bigger. So I'm changing this. I'm changing this to user specified, which is me. And I'm going to say 1. So anything less than 1 would become missing values, not 0. So if you remember, if somebody's income was 0, it will go away. I'm saying it minimum is 1. Okay, say okay, and now I'm gonna run this. Right click, say run. You want to run this path? Absolutely, yes. Okay, and let's look at the results. Oh, I could have clicked there. So these are our results, and That's what it did. Lower limit is 1. That doesn't show us a result. Let me go another place. Let me explore it. Come on. What am I looking at? Let me look. Okay, what is my, right there. Click there. Exported data. That is the data which we are getting out of this. Train. I'm going to click on train. Say okay. Oh, sorry, I should have made a mistake there. Train, explore. That's what I was looking for, explore. Okay, so this will tell us what our new data looks like after we made that change. Okay, so now the first thing you will see is, now where is where is that? Right there. Okay. I'm just trying to make it bigger so you can see it. Okay. So look at this. This is what we did right now with that process. Wherever the medium income was 0, we have now added another field. We did not delete this field, the original field, medium income region. We just added one more. That way we have original field and the new one, and we call it replacement medium income region. And wherever the income was reported as 0, we made it as blank. Dot means blank. So that's the change we did. We replace all the 0 income with blank. So what that means is, now if I create plot on that, let's see if it shows up, the replacement one right there. Graphic properties show missing. Now instead of 0, it should show up under missing. So we fixed it. Now it is showing as missing rather than 0, which is a good thing. And you can see the first one is now starting at 17,000, the first person who gave us money. So we sort of fixed that issue here with that exploration. So that sort of completes chapter number 2. Please save this work. Says it's already saved. Close this. Are you sure? Yes, save. And if you now you click on this folder class demo right there, that's the data, but you created my project. It would have this bunch of other files in it. So next time when you open again SAS Enterprise Miner, you say open project, go to wherever you saved it. I saved it on my desktop, my project, and that's my project file. Open, and if you have not moved anything, everything would be there. So whatever we have done here, we will continue that in the next chapter. So you will need these files with this data source. So we will use it again in the next chapter. Okay. So that completes this chapter number 2, which is setting up the library, getting the data in, and exploring the data and cleaning it if necessary.